All right, guys. So today I want to talk about the dangers of being around fake humble people who act like they're so humble and they're so they're so righteous. Some of these people with this false humility have this fake righteousness about them, this fake light about them. And so, I mean, I've already decided not to really deal with people like that, but I just want to make this audio for the people. And I'm not going to say for the year 2020, but then again, for the year 2020, you kind of want to, because there's been this talk about a lot of karma. If you have not cleared a lot of your karma, it's going to be really bad in the year 2020. And I think that's why a lot of, black women are going to get it. I think a lot of black women are going to get some serious karma on them, not only because of their own karma, not only because they refuse to face their own shadow, but I said before that they have taken on the debts of black men. When I say they have taken on the debts of black men, they have basically taken on the karma. Now, that's not to say that a lot of black men won't get karma. I'm not saying that. They still gonna get theirs, because they'll never be able to avoid dealing with their own shadow either. They will never be able to avoid they can't run forever. That's all I'm saying, is that they cannot run forever. But for the most part, a lot of people are going to be dealing with some hard stuff, with karma that has not been cleared. And a lot of times the karma that's on you that hasn't been cleared could have come from somebody else. And that's the reason why I don't really like to have friends. That's the reason why I don't like to be around people like that. Now, when I say I don't like to be around people, and I'm going to get to the point in a second of the title of this audio. But I don't like to be around people besides working, besides maybe having an associate, go out to a party every now and then, because, you might work with people and you don't want to be too standoffish. But for the most part, I don't want no friends like that. I don't care how nice, especially if they're nice and outgoing. You got to be careful. The most outgoing people might carry the most karma on their behinds. Okay? And that's not to try to put them down, but they might carry some of the most karma. They might have some of the most baggage. Okay? And you don't want that around you, because you might take on their problems. When you around a lot of people like that, you start to take on their energy too. You might start to take on their karma. You might start to take on their vibration. That's why I don't like to be around people like that, because I've been in spiritual warfare, okay? And you've heard my story. I've been in some spiritual warfare. The last thing I want to do is be on spiritual warfare, literally dealing with people who are using magic against me. Okay, and then on top of that, deal with somebody else's baggage too. I can't do it. That's why I don't have no friends, because I can't deal with everybody else's problems and energy like that. I can't deal with it. I got enough fighting people off my back as it is. I got enough problems fighting off and blocking all this black magic that's purposely being used against me. I don't have time for nobody else's drama and nobody else's baggage. And taking that mess on too, because that's what's going to happen when you constantly around somebody who got that baggage on them like that. You're going to start taking that mess on. That's going to be your karma too, and now you're going to have to deal with the karma from them, and on top of your own stuff. Okay, that's why I don't like being around people like that. Okay, it's bad enough to be in public with people. I have to constantly cleanse my aura because they have doggone parasites on them. Okay, now some people got to fix where they don't have to, those parasites don't attach to them. So, okay, you can work on your aura in that way too. But when you're in an environment where you constantly around a lot of people, you have to cleanse yourself daily and sometimes more than once a day. That's why I don't like it. Okay, it's not because I just tear people down. It's because I know what happens to your energy. But let me get to the point of this false humility. Stay away from people, because this is a very little easy thing I'm saying. It's not that serious. But like people who are falsely humble. Okay, so the number one thing people like to do besides money is lose weight. That is a big thing people like to do besides get more money, is to lose weight, right? So if your goal is to look a certain way, okay, you have people to say, well, be happy with who you are. Be happy with the size that you are now. It's okay to lose weight, but be happy with who you are now. No, you don't have to be happy. See, the thing is that you don't have to be happy with that weight. That's the point of you might be wanting to lose weight. The very fact that losing weight stays on your mind means that you're not happy. That's like, and it's not to say that you feel like you're the worst in the world. It doesn't have anything to do with a lack of self-love. It doesn't have anything to do with not liking the skin that you're in, but you don't want to carry a lot of weight around. Maybe you want to look a certain way when you put on your clothes. There's nothing wrong with that. So people who want to make you feel guilty because you don't want to carry, like, say if you weigh about 200 pounds. Now, some people who are like 6 foot something, you got some women that are like 6 foot something and they might weigh about 180, 190. Okay, that don't look like nothing on them because they're so tall, okay? But somebody who might be 5'5", 5'6", 200 pounds, you're going to see it. Even if it's 200 pounds of muscle, you might see it, okay? You're going to see 200 pounds or 230 pounds. You're going to see it, okay? But what I'm saying is that people will tell you, well, be happy the way you are. The key is to be happy the way you are. No, you don't have to be. If you don't like that weight, especially if you don't like the way it came on, you don't like how that weight came on. That weight could have come on because of a lot of stuff in your life that you might have been holding on to for years, and now it's coming out in the way of weight, eating a lot of food. Sometimes you might not eat a lot, but because you're carrying a heavy load on you, emotionally, the weight don't come off. Okay, and other reasons too, because it eventually comes out and physically it comes out in the way of sickness and all that stuff. So, something you might have to get on steroids. It can come out, the weight don't come off. Okay, you don't have to like that. You don't have to be happy with that. People say, well, be happy with the weight. No, you don't have to be happy with it. And just because you're not happy with it doesn't mean that you have self-hate. And that's what I don't like. People like to turn that stuff into like, oh, well, you don't love yourself. No, when you commit to something and you achieve a goal of getting down to a certain size and maybe eating a certain way and you're more health conscious, that is self-love. But continuing to try to make yourself be happy the way you are, and so you're just going to stay 250 pounds until you finally happy with the way you are, you're kind of like crossing your own self. You know how people cross you? They cross you, they do something that that you really don't want them to do, and they cross you. You're like crossing yourself to make somebody else happy so somebody else won't judge you, okay? So I stayed on that a long time because I remember I used to have some size on me too, and don't get me wrong, I would still have some work to do, but it definitely, I'm happy with where I am, but I can still go a little further. But people would like to say, oh, you don't have to lose this, you don't have to. No, they don't give me permission of what I need to do. They don't give me permission. If I'm not happy with it, I'm not happy with it, and that's just the bottom line. Now I want to get to this thing. The other biggest thing is money. Stay away. This is just my advice. I don't tell people what to do. Stay away from people who don't really have a big money goal. Okay? Stay away from people, and like I said, it's my advice. I say stay away, but it's really just an advice. Okay? Stay away from people who have this false humility when it comes to money, and to like to say, well, I just want to have enough for myself. I don't have to have a whole lot. I just want to have enough. I don't, money isn't everything. Money don't bring happiness. Money, all this stuff around money, like how they like to play down money. Okay. Watch out for that too. Okay, watch out for that too, because that is a poverty type of consciousness. That is a poverty consciousness, and you don't want that stuff rubbing off on you. So I'm about to run out of time, but those are just the main two that I would say things. Well, like if you have those main kind of goals like that, stay away from people that want to discourage you. And the biggest thing I see people discourage people is when it comes to weight and when it comes to money. If you have any of those kind of goals, there's always somebody. Not to say that other goals, people don't try to stop you either, but those are the main goals. Those two right there, where people wanna be contrary. They want to be in opposition to it. I don't know what it is about losing weight. I know what it is about money, but I don't know what it is about losing weight. But people hate to see you do well with health. But I'll talk to you soon. All right.